Hi, my name is Nathan. I'm here with Rebuilding Generations, and here we're working on the Duster. Right now we're just installing the 4-point harness that we've got set up for this car. And what we're doing here is we've got the shoulder harnesses, and we're strapping them to the roll bar. And what I'm doing here was just trying to copy that side so that it looks the same. And as you can see, I've failed, so I'm going to have to mess with the straps more to get it set up, and once I get that side figured out, it'll be a lot easier to do the other side because I'll just copy that. And then down here for the lap belt, we're going to have it bolted down here to the roll bar, and so that should keep us safe when we're out on the track, flying down the track at a blistering speed of 35 miles an hour. So, but yeah, so we'll see what happens. So.
What we are doing right now is we're putting the strap belts for the safety of when we are on the track. Right now we are putting in the lap belts. This is where all the belts hook onto for if they need to get out of the car fast, they just unhook this and they can get out fast. But we just drilled a hole for it to go on, and yeah, that's pretty much what we're working on today.
Another Wednesday night here at Rebuilding Generations, and we had a great visitor tonight. It's too bad Kevin and Ian were out of town. They missed out on a great visit with Fast Jack Beckman. Second fastest funny car in the world right now. Came by, see us. He's driving out here at the Night Fire Nationals out here at Firebird Speedway this weekend. Took the time to come by, spend some time with us. Came by to talk to us about his career and time in the NRHA racing world. He really was a great interview and a great time with us. Spoke to the kids about the value of putting in a lot of hard work and how in his history and his record, he hasn't known anybody who's had other problems once they found something to dedicate their lives to. And that's what we're about here with Rebuilding Generations. We're here to dedicate our lives to improving the youth that are in our community. We're here to help people along with the everyday things that they deal with and finding that confidence that they can have in the real world, dealing with real people right here at Rebuilding Generations.
This is Fast Jack Beckman. If you guys haven't heard of NHRA drag racing, I would highly advise discovering it. Mr. Beckman here runs one of the fastest funny cars, I believe the fastest now, correct? Or is Hayden a little faster?
We're second fastest, yeah. You guys everybody got YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can Google a pretty nice explosion and see what we do for. How many of you guys have ever heard of drag racing? These are the cars with the parachutes. Okay, how many of you guys have never been? How many of you guys don't feel like raising your hand? Because there's some people that just didn't raise their hands there. I'm actually going to be racing my friend Dick Vandermeer. He's got a top dragster that I'm going to be racing out at Firebird this weekend. If you guys get a chance to come out, that's a fun event. That's more of a sportsman event, and basically the difference between sportsman and professional racing isn't the capability of the driver. It's, do you race the entire tour, which is 24 races across the whole U.S., and basically that's your job, or do you work a regular job, have a race car, take it to a few races a year? And that's what I did for 20 some odd years. I worked a full-time job. I never took vacation. Every vacation day was spent at the racetrack, and I loved it. I worked a lot of overtime because that all went into my race car. I loved it. How many people here have a drug problem? Look, I'm really quiet all of a sudden. I have not seen anybody that's a hardcore hot rodder or drag racer and an addict, because you can't be both. Well, you can be an addict to drag racing, but it takes all your time and most of your money and most of your friends too. And it's a wonderful passion. And I know I'm preaching to the choir with you guys, and it's the reason I wanted to come over when I got wind of this deal is hot running's fantastic. There's a lot of other things in life that are similar, that if you get that passionate, you watch the Olympics today, those are people that were really passionate about something and pursued a career in it, and it just doesn't give you a whole lot of time to screw up when you're so focused on something. The cool thing about these is you can screw up and redo it, and screw up and redo it. But hot rodding's a pretty cool deal because I've got a 68 El Camino. It's my first car. Hadn't started it in 20 years. Hadn't seen the car in 3 years. A buddy of mine said he'd store it for me for 6 months. Worked out in 3 years. That's just driver math on that. It had been so long that I forgot how much I loved being hands-on. Because my drag racing career had gone from the point where I started it because I loved getting my hands dirty. I loved changing something, taking the car to the track and seeing if those changes were an improvement or not. And it had evolved to the point where I now get a paycheck to not touch the race car, which probably isn't a bad idea. I have a full-time crew of 10 people. They do let me pack parachutes. They work most of the time. And getting my El Camino back, sitting in the garage, the first thing that happened is it sparked all these memories. I just forgot how much blood, sweat, tears, sacrifice, dedication, motivation, ambition, and a lot of lows too, had gone into that piece of metal. And I now have a 9-year-old son and a 5-year-old daughter, and I want to be the best dad I can be, and I'm gone all the time. So people are following the build on my website, and they keep saying, when's the El Camino going to be done? I said, I don't know. It might take a year. Because I got kids, and I want to come home and do stuff with them. But it's also showing them, and ironically, my daughter's actually showing a little more interest than my son, what you can do by spending a hard day of work on something. And it changes, and it's interesting. If you look at this car, that's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. That's why I'm not a body man. It's a lot of work, and until you spray the final coat on it, you don't really see much difference. But man, it just shows you there's always light at the end of the tunnel. You keep plugging away. And again, I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir. You guys wouldn't be here if you didn't have that same sort of passion towards us. But it's nice talking to a group like you guys. All the nice clothes I have someone else's name on them.